Hi, Alison. Can you hear me?
No.
Are you there, Alison?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna make you to be the host, so you can share your screen. Hold on. Oh, sorry, it's so here is so too noisy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you share your screen, Alison? Alison?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you try to share your screen?
Okay. Wait.
Anyway, um, can it's already 6 p.m. So I'm gonna. You can start the class, but
Okay.
there is only some people here, like only 9 people. Do you mind to wait for it or just start it right now? It's up to
Yeah,
you.
I think it's better to wait. Otherwise there will be
Okay.
lots of people left.
Okay. You mean to wait? You gonna wait for them until what time?
Until 6:10,
Six,
like 10
six,
past
ten.
6. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, can you admit the people? I mean, like, I'm gonna let you to be the host until the class is over, or do you want me to be the one who admitting?
It's okay. I will just do it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay then. So, enjoy the class and good luck for your class today. And yeah,
Thank you.
see you everyone.
See you. Okay, so let's wait more 6 minutes then. All right, so I think it's already 10 past 6 and I'm gonna start our lessons for today. All right, so is it visible on your screen?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's start then. So today we're going to talk about prepositions. So what is a preposition? A preposition is a word or group of words that shows the relation of a noun or relationship of a noun or pronoun to some other word in the sentence. So it's gonna be a little bit and to show and also to show where it is when it is something like that. So that is known as a preposition. So here there are three types of prepositions. The first one is prepositions of place, prepositions of time, and prepositions of directions. So when we use the prepositions of place, it refers a particular thing or a particular pronoun where they are. Okay, we can mention using the prepositions of place. And another thing is prepositions of time, like when it happens, and then that is then we can use the prepositions of time and the prepositions of directions as well. So let's see prepositions of place. Prepositions are used to show the position or location of one thing in the relation to another. So here you can see the thing, it's under the box, okay, under, and the between, it's between the two boxes, and the cat, it's out of the box, or you can say it's close to the box, and in or inside. Above is not on. Above is like you are still in the air, but for on, you are on that thing uh physically, like you are able to touch that thing, and that is called on. But for above, it is still in the air. For example, my right hand is on my left hand. Okay, but here we can say my right hand is above the left hand. So that is the difference, and behind, on, and in front of. So if you want to tell somebody where you are, and you need prepositions of a place, like inside an area or a space, in the kitchen or in a park, on top of a surface, on the sofa, on the street, and for at like close to a place, like at the bus stop, at the entrance. And at is also known as the one, which is more exact, it's accurate to mention about the place. For example, like I'm in my bedroom, I'm on the bed, you can say. If you are at the restaurant, then you can say I'm at the restaurant. Yes. And yes. Yeah, so that is for prepositions of place. And here are more examples, like on a bus, you can say on a bus, on the way, not in a bus or in the way, on the left, on the right, on a ship. And you can also say on a plane. Yes, in a plane. And for in, like you can mention I'm in a car, I'm in a taxi, I'm in Park Street, I'm in a row, in the sky. It's not on the sky, it's in the sky. And at reception, at the side, at the bottom, at the top, at college, under a tree, under the table, under the chair, under your bed, and under a bridge. So Jane is, here are the examples. Jane is waiting for you at the bus stop. The shop is at the end of the street. The plane stopped at Dubai and Hanoi and arrived in Bangkok 2 hours late. When will you arrive at the office? Do you work in an office? I have a meeting in New York and you live in Japan. So for countries, we can use in. Okay, but like here, like stop at. So, but it is used like we use not stop in, but stop at. And the more examples here, like you can see, we cannot use in a table, but we can use like at a table or on a table. At the door, like there's someone at the door. On the door, like there are pictures on the door. In the fridge, okay, and in a street, on a street, at the hotel, in a hotel, in my room, in the lobby, and at the elevator, in the elevator. So yes, prepositions used, but some other prepositions cannot be used for the same expressions. Fixed expressions do not change, like I mentioned before, in the sky. So you can't change this. You can't use like on the sky. You can use like at the sky, but it's only thing that you can use it is in the sky, like at home, at school, at work, at a party, at college, at university, in the sea, in the sky, in my backyard, in the newspaper, in a movie, in a car, in a boat, and for on, like on the couch, on the floor, on the radio, on TV, because it's still appearing on the screen, on a bus, on a train, and on a plane. So, yes. For above, at or to a higher place or position than something or someone. Like our friends live in the apartment above us are really noisy, and after one follows the other. He ran after her with the book. By is near or at the side of. The telephone is by the window. It means that the telephone is near the window. Beneath, under someone or something. Jamie hid the letter beneath a pile of papers, and next to and beside, at the side of someone or something. We lay beside the pool to dry off in the sun. Near or close to, a short distance to from a person or thing. There's a bush near the school playground. Yeah, so that is the prepositions of place. Yeah, so the word at, on, and in, these two, like these three words, they can be used both for time and both for places. Yes, and so you can see this pyramid, like on the right side, it mentions about the place, like in France. So you can mention this countries. You can mention the cities, neighborhood, an enclosed place for in. But for time, you can mention centuries, decades, years, months, weeks, seasons, periods of time, holidays, and parts of the day. Like in the afternoon, in the evening, in the morning, March, June, July, in 5 weeks, like in 5 weeks, so like there's gonna be something, or maybe in a couple of weeks, which means 2 weeks. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to somewhere. So the duration of the time can also be used in the with the preposition in. And the second one is on, like on the streets, on the avenues, on the surfaces, and means of transport and communications, on the phone. Like we use on phone, like we talk on the phone, like my friend and I talk on phones. So that is for the communications. And like we use social media, right? Like for example Instagram. So that we'll mention I texted her on Instagram, or maybe I commented uh, on her photo on Instagram. I message her on WhatsApp. I message her on Facebook, anything. And Thai, like on the weekend at the but actually the weekend it's used in both at the weekend and on the weekend, because it's just the difference between American English and British English. And days, like on Monday. So for today it's Sunday, so we're going to say on Sunday. Yes, on air, correct. On air is like they are broadcasting live, or yes, they are broadcasting. Yeah, days and special days, and day or part of the day. Sunday morning, on Sunday morning, like on Sunday evening. Like for me, like on Sunday evenings I have to teach English, or on Monday mornings I have to attend classes. On what is that Tuesday evenings I have to do my freelancing. Anything you can say. Yeah. And holidays with day, for example Christmas Day, like on Christmas Day, and on New Year Eve. And then what is that, what is popular then, on Halloween Day. Mhm. So these are can be used with on. And at, I think I have mentioned it, it's being accurate and it's being specific. So like address 456, because they mention they also mention the number of the house, the name of the street, the block that you're living in, the township or the district that you're living, and then the city and the country. For example, I live at number 513. So when you want to mention mostly on your particular and specific address, you can say I live at. Or if you just want to say I live in Jakarta, I live in Yogyakarta, I live in Surabaya, I live in Sulawesi. So anything then you can still use I live in. But if you want to mention more specifically, then you can use at. So yeah, and the specific locations as well, like I'm at the station, I'm at the train station, I'm at the supermarket. Okay. Or I'm at the clinic. So these kinds of things you can mention with at. And for hours, I think it's easy. Uh, at 8 a.m. So now here, like here, it's almost 6. So I can say at 6 p.m. And parts of the day, of course, at midnight, because the meaning of midnight is 12 a.m. So it's being accurate and it's being specific. That's why we use the word midnight. And also the word noon, and noon. This is also the word for 12 p.m. At noon. And at the moment, right now, and holidays without day, at Easter, at Halloween, these kinds of things. at Christmas. Like for example, I got a necklace at last Christmas. Okay, but yes, that's kind of thing. So I hope you got the idea from this pyramid. I mean, inverted pyramid. Okay, so here let's talk more on prepositions of time. A preposition of time is a preposition that allows you to discuss a specific time period, such as a date on the calendar and one of the days of the week or the actual time something takes place. At here, you can say dawn and dusk, at dinner time, at midday, at night, at noon, at southern, at sunrise, at sunset. And here, like in 16 years' time, in 1991, in the 70s. So I think you see that in the 70s. So well, it depends on the people. Like when we say like people, for example, like the sentence like people always forget in their 70s, like when people reach to an age of 70 or around, maybe 73, 75, 68, 69, so that kind of period, then we say it's 70s with s behind. Yes, sorry, in the 70s, I'm sorry. Yeah, and on a summer evening, yeah, that is for prepositions of time. And here are the examples. So we say, when we say last or next or every or this, we do not also use at or in or on. Like I have said, last year or on that last Christmas, we don't say on last Christmas day, but we say last Christmas I got a necklace. So we do not use any prepositions when we mention last or next or every or this. Like for example, I don't say on next Sunday, but I would say next Sunday I'm going to teach a class. And for every, like not on every, but every Sunday, and this Sunday, this evening. So I went to London last June, not in last June. Okay, and he is coming back next Tuesday, not on next Tuesday. I go home every Easter, not at every Easter, and we'll call you this evening, not in this evening. Yes, there are more words for prepositions of time. The first one is during. Use when something happens within the time something else is happening. For example, during 1.5 hour, like starting from 6 p.m., then okay, I'm going to teach. So we stayed at the student hostel during the conference. And another thing is for use with a period of time. I'm just going to bed for 2 hours or so. And for me, I can say I have been teaching for 30 minutes. And until or till they are the same, like up to a certain time, I will wait till 6:30 for you. And since refers back to appointed time when something began. For me, like I can say I started learning English since I was young. So the time that I started learning English, then we can use the word sincere. Like 40 years have passed away since they met. And from and to, I think this is clear to show when something begins and ends. Her visit will extend from Monday to Thursday. for me, like my school is from Monday to Thursday. Like my school starts from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The starting point and the ending point. And ago refers to how far back in time something happened. He left the house over an hour ago, or maybe I can say I started this class 30 minutes ago. And before refers to any time previous to a specific point in time. She's always up before dawn. Okay. And the last one is by, not later than. He had promised to be back by 5 o'clock. Like mm, he will be back before or at 5 o'clock. It's still used for informal sentence. Actually, you can use if it is either till or until. And for by, I'll make an example for you. Like we're trying to finish by 3, and then by 3. So like even though we don't mention 3 o'clock, but then we'll just automatically know that this is 3 o'clock. Okay, now the last thing is prepositions of directions. So prepositions of direction, this indicates that something is headed for or directed to somewhere. Prepositions of direction include prepositions such as into, on, onto, through, to, or toward. Like onto, we climb onto the building's roof. The book fell onto the floor. He jumped into the pool, and then he hit the nail with the through the wood. She got off the bus at the next stop. We saw them walking across the street, into the box, out of the box, around the box, away from the box, toward the box, past the box, onto the box, off the box, over the box, under the wall, through the pipe, across the bridge, up the stairs and down the stairs. So, and then we can also say like, what is that? The mouse jumped onto the box. These kinds of things. Or maybe, please put your hands into the, into what? Yes, into the box. You can also say this. So yeah, these are the examples. The boys chase after each other. Chase after, yeah, they're going to catch one another. And roll down the hill, like it comes up from the top of it, and along the river bank, right, and then towards. So there are some things that you need to be careful. When you want to express motion toward something, use into rather than in. Resolve in for moments when you want to indicate a location. I swam in the lake. I walked into the pub. Look in the cupboard, and she drove into the city. So the word in is almost indicates the location, while into expresses the motion. Yeah. Yeah, so I want you to do this exercise, and I will give you 3 minutes. Or if it is too much, or if you have finished them, please just let me know. Okay, so I think some of you have got the answer. Okay, good. Yes. So I think everyone is ready, and then we'll check out the answer. We live in London. Then we would you like to go to the cinema tonight? And no thanks. I was at the cinema yesterday, and we're on holiday. On holiday, okay. We're going to use on holiday. There is a bridge across the river. The flight from Leipzig to London was via Frankfurt. On my wall there are many picture postcards. Who is the person in this picture? Come into the sitting room. We want to watch TV. Mount Merapi lies 2,930 meters above sea level. Is number 6 possible to use through? The flight from Leipzig to London was via. Actually, I think you should better use via, because via is the meaning as it's like a transit for the flight. That's why we use via. But for through, like you're going to pass through it. You're going to yes, pass through Frankfurt. Yeah, but for via, like you're going to maybe take a rest at something, or yes, just stop that for a while. Actually, to is not a preposition. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Can we use to for number 9? Come into. Okay. So we don't use to here, because come into it could mention more on your motion. Sorry. I was a little bit lost. Yeah. So for to, if you use only to, it will just indicate the location. But if you use into, it will also express your motion. That's why we use come into. All right. Okay. So that is all for prepositions. But so I think last week we discussed a little bit about the discussion thing. Like we're going to practice speaking for some time. So I was thinking of on a topic on global warming. How do you think of that? Does it work for you, or do you have any other preferred things?
Is for today's topic, not for next week.
Not for next week. It's for our speaking practice for now.
Right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, how do you think of that? Or do you want to discuss anything?
Can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I have a plan to take a TOEFL test.
I see.
What should I prepare first? Do you have any suggestion or anything?
Uh, Well, to be honest, I haven't taken TOEFL, but I think mm, for TOEFL, I think it's gonna be just the same as, just similar to IELTS, like taking from one option, and they will. I think they will make you choose between two options, and then you will pick one, and you have to discuss on it, kind of like that. Like for example, smoking is bad. Okay, so they will give you two options. Like one is the government will ban, I mean the government should ban smoking, or another thing is like the smokers should be punished, or taken action. So these kinds of things, and then you must stand on one side and probably talk on that, your perspective. So that is what I know from TOEFL. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. It's okay. And yes, and for that, you have to make a preparation first, and then you have to talk for 1 minute or 2 minutes or something. I think this is just a similar thing as IELTS. Yeah, but this, of course, the system is not that same. Okay. Is there any other people like who are going to take TOEFL or IELTS? Anyone? IELTS? Nina? Mm. I'm really sorry because I didn't have any experience on TOEFL. I'm sorry to give you the suggestions.
It's okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so I think probably global warming. It works for you. There's no response, so I think it's fine for you all. Okay. So who would like to start first, like to discuss? It's okay. Like I make an open discussion for you all. I don't put you under a framework, so you can say anything. Anyone? Like, so what are the causes of global warming, or how can we prevent this kind of that thing? And who are the victims of global warming? And what are the consequences of this? And you can also mention the natural disasters at the same time, like because of the climate changes. Yeah. Anyone want to volunteer? Okay, Nina, you want to go first? Yes, please.
I think it's one of a difficult topics, but maybe
I'm sorry.
it's okay. But maybe I think if I refer to my country, Indonesia, in the beginning of this year, we have so many much disaster. like banjir. Yeah. Yeah, many kind of impact of the
Di sini pakai wifi ya? Oh, boleh.
unresponsibility of the land use, maybe like in the some part of our region we have like flood
Mm-hmm.
and also maybe earthquake and forest fire. I think it's also impact from the global warming, and also as I mentioned before, and also unresponsibility of the land use, and what else? Yeah, maybe we have our country and our government and our people have to try to maybe developing renewable energy, and also maybe uh, become aware to the use of the energy itself. Yeah, maybe that's it that I can share to you.
Okay, very good. Yes. Yes, we should try to uh reduce the usage of those chemicals or anything that could harm the environment. Okay, that's a great one. So, is there anyone else who want to try? Okay. Because ice in the South and North Pole is unfreezing, so the water in the world may become unstable. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay, I will call you Molana. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, anyone else? So probably I can give you some words for natural disasters. I think Nina, you mentioned about the forest thing, and there are also floods, correct? And there are also like what is that? Earthquakes, volcanoes, eruptions, landslides, hurricanes, tornadoes, cyclones, wildfires. And tsunamis. Yes, so these can be some words for natural disaster. Okay, so is there anyone else who want to try to talk on global warming or maybe natural disaster?
I think global warming is a condition where everybody's at a fault, but nobody's wants to take a responsibility. Sorry, I think that's all I can say
Ah, okay.
because there is so many diverse and advanced words relating global warming topic, and my capacity and my vocabulary is kind of limited. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank
Ah,
you.
okay. It's okay. Thank you too. Hmm? All right. Hmm. Yeah, so maybe some people you may be thinking about what to say or something. So during that time, I will share some of the things for IELTS speaking. I'm sorry for those who are taking TOEFL. I'll try to search for TOEFL next time. I'm sorry for that. So for IELTS speaking part, there will be three of yes, please. Okay. So there will be three parts. For part one, they will ask you the general questions, which will ask about yourself mainly, like where do you live, where are you from, like blah blah blah, like yourself, like maybe your hometown, maybe about your birthday, maybe about your childhood, maybe about family or friends, maybe about going out. So this is only on based on your daily and your typical routines. So that is for part one. And there will be questions, maybe up to 6 or 8 questions, like short questions. For example, if it is about your study, then they will ask you like, what do you study, where do you study, and then why did you choose that subject, like is it popular subject in your country, or maybe do you like the subject, like what are the opportunities to like maybe your job opportunities after learning this, or maybe with your colleagues, like what was your first day at the university like, and what are the main aspects. So many things they will ask you based on a particular topic. So that is for part one. And for part two, they will give you a card, like question booklet. I mean, it's not really that big. And then there are questions, not questions actually, there are outlines for your brief presentation, which will last for at most 2 minutes, and you have to finish your brief presentation within that 2 minutes. But before that 2 minutes, then you can also make short notes. And for example, if the card asks you to make a presentation about restaurants, and the examiner will give you the question booklet, and you will have time. I think it's 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, you have to make notes, and what you will talk in that 2 minutes, and then you will have time to make a presentation, and that is for part two. And for part three, the questions will be based on part two. Like I have said, if the questions for part two is about the restaurant, then part three part three questions will also be based on restaurants. When I answered that IELTS, my part two question, it was based on the, what is that, companies. Like, what companies do you know? Like, how should companies contribute to the country? like how do you think of the companies, and yeah, what are the advantages or profits, or being helpful to the communities, or things like that we have to mention when we are taking a test. So I would rather say that please speak or talk as much as possible, because it will be a great thing. Uh-huh. So which one is very difficult? Reading, listening, speaking, or writing for IELTS? Well, okay, so for some people, like for most people, I would mention for most people, they say that reading and listening are really really easy. Sorry, I mean reading and writing. Because reading, it is sure that you will get full marks, like 40/40. So if they give you 40 marks, then you can get 40 marks in IELTS reading and listening too. So that the thing that will help you to get higher band scores, uh, like reading and listening will help you. And then you will get if you have got full marks, then you will get band 9 for these two aspects. And for speaking, it will be, I think it depends on you. If you are really familiar with English speaking, and if you are used to talking about used to speak in English, then speaking, like you don't have to worry about it. And for writing, it's really tactic, and it's kind of like like a twist. Not a twist, actually. It depends on you as well. Like if you can focus, and if you have a knowledge much on your vocabularies, like your vocabularies range is really wide, and then writing is also easy. Personally, speaking and listening were really easy for me, because I am a person who always lose concentration on reading and writing. That's why. But for most of the people, they think that speaking and listening are the most difficult thing. And because they still can read and write, and they still can focus on it. Hopefully, this answers your question. All right, so it's almost six. Sorry, it's almost, what is that? 7. It's now 7. So, do you still have any questions? If you don't have any questions, then I will move on to the conjunctions lessons. Or is there anything you would like to discuss? Good. Uh, yes, IELTS speaking, I think it's better you use British accent, although I don't. Uh, it's because IELTS is held by the ESOL examinations by Cambridge in the UK. So that's why I would recommend the British accent more. Okay, so there are no questions anymore. And I'm going to move on to the conjunctions part. Okay, conjunctions. So this is the, like here they mention, a conjunction is like glue. It helps things to stick together, to join together, or to split, or anything, you know. Yes, so yes, to just to stick. And a conjunction joins words, phrases, and sentences, which are called clauses. I'm sorry. And then conjunctions joins two or more words. For example, I went to the store to buy eggs, milk, and bread. So that is an example for conjunctions. There's still many other words. Types of conjunctions. So there will be four: coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunction, correlative conjunction, and conjunctive adjectives. One type of conjunction is the coordinating conjunctions, which gives equal importance to the words or sentences that it connects. So there are 7 coordinating uh, conjunctions. Use fun boys to remember. So this is an abbreviation. Like F stands for for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. And yes, and here are the examples. Like I take milk and sugar in my tea. He's 72, yet he still swims, runs, and what is that? Plays football regularly. And she must have been hungry, for uh, she ate everything immediately. So for actually for has lots of meanings. Like here they use as the, you know, just as the similar meaning of because. Like she must have been hungry because she ate everything immediately. Switzerland is not in the European Union, nor is it a member of NATO. So like Switzerland is not included both in EU and both in NATO. And functions of coordinating conjunctions. So for the word so, like for showing the consequence of something. He was very hungry, so he ate all the cake. The effect, result, or outcome of something. So that is for so. But is used for contrast to show a difference. I ate cake, but I never eat biscuits. I don't like them. Although, you know, like the word although, like although you like cake, but you never eat biscuits. For is for explaining why, like I've mentioned, like more formal and less common than because. He is overweight, for he eats too many cakes and biscuits. Because he eats too many cakes and biscuits. And the same, similar, or equal without contrast, his favorite snacks are cakes and biscuits. And there are more examples. Nor, for two non-contrasting grammatically negative items, not like he doesn't eat cake, nor does he eat biscuits. Nor is used to offer a negative choice, and or before an alternative, or is used as an offer choice. Would you like cake or biscuits with your coffee? And yet, like contrast, despite the something like synonyms, nevertheless, but still. He is overweight and feels terrible, yet he continues to eat lots of cakes and biscuits. So yet is used to show a change, but it is used to combine two sentences. You must put a comma before it. So yet it's also you know, it's just have the same meaning as despite or in spite of or things like that. Here are the example. You can eat your cake with a spoon or a fork. Yes, we can say is but yet. Yes, equal to yet. And what is the or? Okay, or. So it is the conjunctions. And my dog enjoys being bathed, but he hates getting his nails trimmed. Bill refuses to eat peas, nor will he touch carrots. Like he doesn't like both peas and carrots. I hate to waste a drop of gas, for it is very expensive these days. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat any meat. Mm. Okay. So yes, I think you have um seen the answers, but can you still try to make on this exercise? Well, actually, yet has two meanings. The first one is until now that you have known. Like, for example, I haven't had dinner yet. Or, like, have you finished your homework yet? These kinds of things. This is the meaning as the same as until now. But for but equal to yet is that it is, I would mention this is another meaning of yet. Yes, it is. Yet is used for in a more formal way. Like, when you use yet, it will sound more polite and more formal. Like, it will have the same meaning as nevertheless, nonetheless, kind of it. Like in spite of, despite. These words will be, yeah, same as the word yet. Okay. So can you please underline or yes, pick out the conjunctions from these 5 sentences? Mm, good. In this practice actions, what are the orders? Oh well, they want you to pick out or choose the what is that conjunctions conjunction words from the sentences. Okay. So here are the answers. Yeah, I think you all got the correct one. Good, good. Yes, so good job, everyone. Now it's time for subordinating conjunctions. So a subordinate clause cannot stand alone as a sentence, and a clause is a group of words with a subject or a verb and a verb. A subordinating conjunction introduces a subordinate clause and joins it to a main clause. So here are the examples, like so, whereas, though, for, before, while, unless. Like, you can't carry on a sentence, or you can't use these alone, but you still have to connect with other things. So yes, you can take a look to the examples. And subordinating conjunctions are conjunctions that connect a main independent clause and subordinate dependent clause. The clause beginning with the subordinate conjunctions is always the subordinate clause, which depends on the main clause and cannot exist without saying it. She's crying because you are unkind. Like the examples here. Pete didn't go to work yesterday because he was sick. So the word because it's describes it refers to the reason, and as he was feeling well. Of course, it's a reason more formal than because, as he was feeling unwell, Hafez didn't go to work yesterday. And I'll send you a map so that you can find the place more easily. So that's the reason. As soon as it mentions the time until the time that you arrive. Did he say anything before he left? It's also time. My baby gets very grumpy whenever he's tired. So yes, these are the examples of subordinate conjunctions. Yeah, here are the example too. But here, if he doesn't change his attitude, he will lose his job. So this is a condition. So there are actually, I think, 4 conditions when we mention about the word if, like conditional 1, conditional 2, conditional 3, and conditional 0 that we say. Like it will depend. For this case, like I think this sentence refers to the conditional when, where you use the present simple tense with the word if clause, and then it will be followed with the will plus uh, present infinitive verb, and that is known, and this kind of sentence is known as the conditional one. We can use the question word like what, where, when, etc. from away because so. Do you mean for writing an essay or something? Yes, you can use. You can use. Like for example, you mean for like okay, this sentence would seem a little bit informal, but I think this will be an example. You mean like I didn't know where he was going, right? So the word where, it can still be used in the sentence while writing too. Yes, you can use it. Okay, and even if you win $1 million, it doesn't mean you will be happy. So yes, this is also a condition. Okay, conditional one. That in here we know this sentence as we learn this sentence as conditional one. And okay, I'm sorry. I think the connections here got worse. Okay. I'm sorry for that. Mhm. Yeah, and yes, that for comparison. And although we're poor, yeah, sorry, they're poor, they are happy. Even though he is rich, I'm not sure he's happy. Yeah. So here are the exercise. So you have to mention the conjunction words, and if it is possible, you can also mention like when to you, why is it used? You know, what is the reason that they use for? Yeah. So you can do the exercise. Mhm. Mm. Okay. Okay, good. All right. So let's check out the answers. When, whenever, when, as soon as. Good. Okay, so now it's time for Correlative conjunctions. So correlative conjunctions are pairs such as neither nor, not only, and but also. These conjunctions connect two balanced clauses, phrases, or words. These two elements that correlative conjunctions connect are usually similar in length and grammatical structure. Like we can go to either Muri or Kakanaran. I'm sorry, I think it's from your words. I'm sorry if I pronounce wrong for our holiday. And it's my final offer. You can either take it or leave it. Either or is like, make you to choose between two different options. And conjunctions here are both and, not only but also, either or, so as, no sooner than, the more and the more, so that, hardly, when, such that, what is that, neither nor, or neither nor, either or. I think it only depends on British English and American English. And as rather than, scarcely when. Yes, so these are the correlative conjunctions. Okay, so let's try to pick up some correlative conjunctions from these four exercise. Like 4 sentences. Mhm. Okay. Good. Yes, so well done, everyone. And the last one is conjunctive adverbs. So this adverb is a word that connects two sentences together, making a new sentence. It's like the word and, but adds little more meaning to the sentence. Here are the examples, like the movie was really bad, therefore many people left. Jane did not study, hence he failed the test. You can go when the chores are done, otherwise you will miss the party. Chores means like house chores, like the stuff that you have to do. And we took blankets for the picnic. Also, Sally brought food. The rain is pouring down, still no one left the beach. So that is the example. And the examples here, course or effect, sequence, time, emphasis, to emphasis, and to summarize, to illustrate, and to comparison. So these words, it's not really, so it's a adverb, okay? These words are adverbs, and you can actually, these words are really, uh, useful when you take tests for both IELTS and TOEFL. Like you have to use these words for writing. So if it is possible, then keep it in your mind. Okay, so can you please try to, yes, pick the words again. Mhm. Mm. Okay, good. So let's check your answers. So Hans, otherwise also still meanwhile. Okay. Yes, so that is all for prepositions and conjunctions. So for all these exercises and words, like, do you have anything that you still want to know, or you still have questions?
Hi, Miss. Can you explain
Yes, please.
more the word scarcely slash when we can use it and how? Because I don't quite understand.
Okay. So scarcely one. It is used, to show that uh, some, some simultaneous actions, and then you can use this kind of conjunctions. So sometimes, it will be rare actions that you act, but then uh, yes, so it's kind of like indicating some actions that you practice, uh, not regularly but rarely, and then you can use scarcely when. Okay, so for example, uh, like mhm. Okay, I'll give you a sentence. Scarcely that we met there, kind of it, like, we rarely talk. I mean, like, we met but we rarely talk, like, kind of like, probably they haven't talked to each other, or when we had a conversation. Yes, does it make you clear, or do you still want some elaboration?
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. So any other thing you want to know? Others? Okay, so I don't think you have questions. So yes. So if you thank you. Yes. So thank you very much.